Hello and welcome to the Star Citizen News and Weekly Review. First looking at the headlines for the week ending the 7th of February 2016, and then moving on to a more in-depth look at the news from official sources. This week's headlines: details of the package split on the 14th of Feb, and January monthly report out now. From the 14th of February 2016, Star Citizen and Squadron 42 will no longer be sold together. If you already have an existing game package, you're not going to be affected at all. So you should, in most cases, already have both games. But the future purchases of Squadron 42 or Star Citizen separately from a package will cost an additional $15. The free flight week has also been extended until the 14th as well, giving all accounts, whether or not they had a game package, access to the game and a F-7C Hornet, Aurora LN, and Mustang Delta to play with during that time. So if you've wanted to try out Star Citizen Alpha and haven't had the time to do it now. All you need to do is make an account, link in the description for more information about that. The January monthly report has been released. This article, hosted on the RSI website, details work that went on across Star Citizen Studios for the month of January 2016. Among other things, it looked at the steps and work on the 2.1 patch release for Star Citizen, as well as looking towards patch 2.2 that will be released in February, as well as seeing some amazing new pictures of the Reliant. If you want to know all about the different studios, what they were working on and what they are working on now, then take a look. We will also take an in-depth look at this on my channel on Monday. The whole monthly review will be displayed in its notable glory. Couple of other new additions this week. The War Bond Hangar Flare is now displayed in your hangar. This was the $1 million reward given to players that backed the game before Star Citizen hit that level of funding. In the future, it may even be possible to cash in these War Bonds for some extra UEC. There's also a new subscriber landing page on the store section of the RSI website, and a video explaining all the different benefits there too. Subscriptions come in two different flavours still, $10 and $20, and they give various rewards like REC and Hangar Flare. Subscriptions are not required to play Star Citizen, and no in-game advantage has been given for these subscriptions either. Subscriptions help fund the community content like Reverse the Verse and Around the Verse, and are for people that want to go that extra mile in supporting the game. That's it for the headlines this week. Let's have a look at 10 for the Chairman, Around the Verse, and Reverse the Verse. In 10 for the Chairman, episode 76, Chris Roberts answered a variety of different questions. In regards to game inspiration and influences, he wants the world to feel more real than other MMOs, where other MMOs would feel like a theme park ride or quite static and with very few choices. The idea with Star Citizen is that your actions can matter. Players will all have varied experiences and missions. Eve has been an influence, so Eve allows players to generate their own content, and that player-centric gameplay is definitely an inspiration for Star Citizen. And the risk-reward mechanics, similar to that of the brutally hard Dark Souls, is also another influence. When you achieve something because it was hard, you have a more fun experience. Ship docking. They haven't fully fleshed out the docking mechanics yet. The idea is that ships with docking collars would have some form of unifying telescopic way of connecting to another ship. Not all ships will have that ability though. An Aurora, for example, would be able to easily dock with a Constellation, but you might have to EVA to go across to a Freelancer. Most larger ships will be able to do some form of airlock docking. Smaller ships may or may not have the ability though. In regards to repair and item systems capabilities, repair and ship management will have some in-game effects, obviously. They want larger ships to last longer in combat. Repairing internally those larger ships will help with that. The multi-crew experience will reward crews that work well together. In regards to the space skybox, as it were, they plan to populate the sky and the space around it with far-off nebulas, anomalies, and stars. The skybox for any given area will be dynamically generated based on the environment that it's in. Netcode for Star Citizen. They plan to make the netcode as good as they can. They don't really have much in the way of bandwidth issues at the moment, They're using a dead reckoning system, calculating where players will be using deltas and states, so less data is needed to be sent. Your client side will work out basically where you are. It's all obviously and easily calculable. They are currently refactoring the system at the moment to scale for their larger player needs. The main issues at the moment are CPU and GPU based, because it's taking a long time to calculate and render scenes. In regard to manned turrets are being worked on at the moment to give a better experience for all players. Your flight song. You'll be able to select music tracks from your computer's library to play from your ship. At some point you may need some sort of specific system in your ship to be able to do that. It's not a high priority for them though. It's coming, but we don't know when. In regards to module development, most of the features and development of the game is currently shifted to Star Citizen Alpha 2.x Plus, as well as Squadron 42, obviously. Port Olisar is where most of the core gameplay in the alpha will take place. Arena Commander and Star Marine will still receive updates and attention, but the focus is on the mini PU. Use notifications. They're currently in the process of changing the way use and the notifications work. It may make its debut as soon as Star Citizen Alpha 2.3. You're going to have multiple choices and actions with certain items, and these are going to be contextual in some situations. In regards to a standalone character creator, they're not really sure about a standalone character generator or creator. It's likely that they're just going to keep that in-game. In Around the Verse Season 2, Episode 17, we found a few things that were going on around the studios this week. In the Los Angeles studio, they've been refactoring the 325A. This is a stats-based overhaul, though. They're not refactoring the entire ship or remaking it or anything. They've also been focusing a lot on the new particle effects for thrusters. Down in the Austin office, they want to thank fans that came to visit during the PAX event recently. A fiction pass has been done on Levski. This is looking at things that can improve the fictions of the setting, like signs, posters and statues, little bits of flavour like that. There's also been a lighting pass on the shops in Levski too. They're also working on showroom scene animations, so this is mocap with Astro Armada in mind, people that will populate the areas. They've recently finished the nightclub scene in that regard too. Ops are also finishing a tool called the Inclusion Mapper. This makes it easier for them to make sure that patches don't have assets in them that we're not supposed to have or see yet. Down in Foundry 42 UK, they're reviewing Squadron 42 levels and their blockers at the moment. Player-manned turrets in capital ships, for example, are having some issues ironed out too. They're getting the UIs up to speed. The Idris has been flyable in its basic form in one of the dev streams. It has a long way to go still, though. The audio corruption issue has been fixed, and they're also working on stuff with griefing and player hostility too at the moment. Down in the Frankfurt office, it's always been very busy. They're looking at the roadmap for AI and design. AI behaviour and tree tweaks have been implemented. They're working on various bugs and optimizations, testing recent improvements to the AI system, prototyping the new piping system. Concept are working on a specialised gun and ammo, but the ammo is for something different, different gun. The improved rail system for all weapons is currently being worked on. They're also doing some more work on physicalised EVA. They've got some great progress on that. And they're doing a lot of trial and error work with the procedural planet tech as well. And they're currently pushing a tool called Tool Track, which will hopefully give them some more efficiency. In the ATV interview, Luke Presley, lead designer of Star Citizen Live, was interviewed. In ATV Shipshape, Patrick Salano, associate technical artist, was also interviewed, and they focused on talking about levels of detail in the game, especially when looking at ships. This week's Ben VP was Elusive Man for his Wing Commander style Star Citizen box art. The real MVP this week, though, was STL Youngblood for his continuing contributions to the Star Citizen community via his YouTube channel. Check it out in the links below. This week's art sneak peek was the Misk Starfarer again, coming to a hangar near you soon. In Reverse the Verse, there were a few other little informational nuggets worth talking about. We will be getting more referral rewards, but they're trying to come up with some unique and worthwhile ones. Persistence and Grabby Hands are coming, and so is the ability to move items in your hangar. There are concept ships in the works that we, the public, are not aware of yet. The new Drake Interceptor is being pushed as being named the Monarch by the writers. I believe it was previously being considered as being called the Buccaneer. The Starfarer will be coming to the hangar in a patch in the very near future. More progress will be shared about the Caterpillar in the next couple of weeks. The Herald is currently on a low priority state and is currently referred to as being in limbo. Every starter ship will have the ability to mount a jump drive, but they might not start the game with one. Parasite ships like the Merlin can't mount quantum or jump drives. Expect more about mining in the near future too, and the 2.2 patch isn't content locked yet. We don't know exactly what's going to be in it. And that's it from this week from the Weekly Review and Star Citizen News. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I would like to issue a massive thank you to all of my viewers, Patreons, and a special thanks to a few people listed on the screen. You all help make this possible. Thank you so much. Check out the rest of my YouTube channel for pretty much anything Star Citizen based. I'm going to be doing this for the next few years, and your help, advice, feedback, ideas all help me so much. Thank you so much, guys. You have a great weekend, and I will see you in the verse.